And you advise a lot of companies regarding, how to expand, how to grow, how to look at other countries and other markets. Tell me, because you've got some beautiful, great tips which I learned from you last time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the first thing to say is that businesses move forward, or only move forward, when you take a risk. That's it. Whether you like it or not, you're taking a risk. But what you're taking is a measured risk, and you should always be looking for those opportunities. So it may be a new market where you say to yourself, okay, look, I'm going to have a look at Dubai, but I'm going to do the research first. And it's easier now to do that than it ever was before. A bit of time on the internet, you can do all the research you want about, let's say, the Arab Emirates. There's government help in a way. In the whole of my career, it's better now than it's ever been. The UKTI is really good, and their passport to export scheme is really good. So maybe you're going to ring fence and you're going to say, I'm going to spend X, whatever X might be. Let's say it's 50 grand, maybe. I'm going to spend no more than 50 grand. I'm going to go to Dubai, at my own expense on 2 occasions, 3 occasions, whatever. I'm going to have this government support, but I'm going to make it happen. But I'm not going to shoot from the hip. I'm going to do my homework first, and I can do all that on the internet, an awful lot of that, and then go for it. And I can quote you any number of people who've been successful doing that. It may be also in terms of market sectors. I've got to the point now where I'm getting a bit annoyed with people who are blaming the recession. It's been here for 4 years. There's a basic rule of business, which is sell to people who've got money. If your traditional customers haven't got any money, don't try and sell to them. And by now, if that's, after 4 years, you should have found new markets. That's your job if you're running a business, not to sit there and moan and groan, get on with it. And you've got a prospect. You've got to metaphorically knock on doors. And again, that's getting easier than it used to be in terms of all the social networking, all the technology there is out there. It's a lot easier to do that than it used to. But you've got to be a bit disciplined about it. You've got to be left brain and right brain and apply both those areas to growing and developing your business. And I guess the other thing that I would just say is it's very easy. It's probably the easiest thing to be in business is a busy fool. It's all about growing the bottom line, not just growing the top line. And I've been going to Dubai now once a quarter probably for many years. And before the crash hit in 2008, I would come across lots of busy fools. I'd go into companies and say, how are you doing? And they'd say, oh, we're up 100%, we're up 80%. And I'd say, what's that, the top line? Yeah. I said, well, what about the bottom line? Oh, well, we've had to bring in more expats and I had to do this, and actually the bottom line's not so good. Well, what's the point, frankly? What's the point? It's very easy to be a busy fool. So you've got to focus on that bottom line as well. And again, get paid. I mean, this really sounds silly, but I do come across, particularly smaller businesses, where I say, look, that person hasn't paid. Oh, well, they're my friend. I can't ask them for money. I'm sorry. That's a great epitaph. You've really got to be hard. And this is something BTR taught me, going back all that time ago. Which was ever so simple stuff. An order's worth nothing, a sale is worth nothing unless you get paid, and you get paid on time. And you just got to make that happen as far as you're able. And it's not always easy, but you've got to mean it, and you've got to get that money in the bank, because of course you go bust. Many people go bust with a full order book. You go bust because you haven't got the cash in that you should have got in. So those focuses, I think, are very good to have. And that also means you need to have an accounting person, a good accounting person around you. And I would always recommend choosing an accountant who doesn't spend their time looking backwards, but also looks forward. That occasionally kicks you and says, look, have you noticed your margins are going down? Or have you noticed this is happening? That's a really good financial person.